So I am getting ready to drive about an hour to my first ever hydrotherapy appointment, which in other words is a colonic. I've mentioned this a couple times on my podcast, but I've just, since I got back from Europe, I've been having like a lot of really bad bloating, and I don't know if it's the difference between like the food from Europe to US or if something's going on in my gut. But fun fact, I also did a stool sample this morning, so it'll be interesting to see what the results from that are. I think it tests for like parasites, SIBO, H. pylori, like a bunch of other things that could be going on and causing my bloating. So this is going to be a very like wellnessy centered vlog. Going to my colonic about an hour away. I'm going to listen to a podcast on the way. This is the podcast that I'm listening to. Don't want to show you guys my address, but looks like we got about 50 minutes to go, so let's do this. Made it just in time. I'm a couple minutes early. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I've done at-home enemas before, but this is going to be something else because obviously somebody is doing it to you. So we're in this together. Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. Can you explain is this technically a colonic or is it different than that?
It's colon hydrotherapy and it's colonic is kind of the slang for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay. So basically water will be going into my butt.
Yes, exactly. So water will be flowing in, and our colon is actually as tall as we are, as long as we are tall, and as thick as our wrist.
Okay.
So it takes quite a bit of time to get it all the way to the base.
Okay.
It comes through this way, crosses the body, over the spleen, crosses over this way, over the liver, comes down and ends right about here.
Okay.
So the water will be flowing in, it'll be going this way.
So how is this different than like an enema?
An enema only reaches about 6 inches into the colon. It's great for people who have constipation and there's just a lot of hard matter there.
Okay.
It'll help release that, and then sometimes it's like taking the cork out. It'll encourage it to move.
Okay.
But this, we get it all the way to the base of the colon.
Okay.
So it's not even close to the same thing.
Okay, so this is like a lot more deep, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
It just helps our overall health. It helps with skin. I mean, people, when you clean all the toxins out, a lot of people report next day their skin is glowing like they got a facial. The whites of your eyes will be whiter.
Ooh.
You'll have more energy. A lot of people do it for weight loss. It just helps once you clean the toxins, you're able to absorb the nutrients of the food that you're eating.
Okay.
So it's kind of goes on and on. It helps with fighting off. Your immune system is stronger, so you're able to fight everything off.
Okay. Amazing. I've just been like super bloated, so I'm hoping that this helps with that.
Definitely.
Okay. Hello everyone. So it is the next day after my colonic. I wanted to give it a little bit of time before I told you guys like all of my thoughts, and I shared about getting a colonic on Instagram yesterday, and a lot of you guys had questions, so I figured I would answer some of those. Let me find a good lighting place to sit, put you guys, whoa. So the colonic. First thing I want to say, now it's been about 24 hours, I have more energy today than I've had in a really long time, and I only slept for about 6 hours last night, which is not enough for me. Usually I need like 9 to 10. So the lady that did it actually was saying that one of the benefits of colonics is weight loss, but not because like you're getting a bunch of poo taken out of your system and it makes you lose weight because of that. It's because it gives you so much energy from removing all of the toxins out of your body that a lot of people who maybe didn't have the energy to like work out before start working out and start feeling motivated. So energy, she said, was a huge benefit, and also mindset. Like apparently having a lot of toxins accumulated in your system can really affect your mood, anxiety, depression, because we all know that like, I don't know, 80% of your serotonin or something is made in your gut, which is crazy. So following up with what I just started this whole conversation with, tons of energy today, which is insane. Like I got so much work done today. I felt so motivated. I had so much energy. I also did a really hard workout that I haven't had energy to do in a really long time. And just mentally, I feel really good, really positive. I definitely am somebody who struggles with like ups and downs mood wise a lot, and today was a really good day. So I don't know if that's connected. I don't know if it's placebo. I feel like I would need to definitely do it on a more regular basis to give you like a 100% this is true, but I'm just telling you from this first experience, like huge difference. But to just answer some of the most common questions I got from you guys about getting a colonic or colon hydrotherapy, if this is something that you're planning on doing, and I will tell you who I went to in just a second as well. Number one question I got was, did it hurt? So I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. So I'm really not somebody who was like nervous or squeamish about this. I mean, I knew going in that like this person was essentially going to stick something in my butt because that's how you get connected to the machine. And that like, I'm just a very like comfortable person with that kind of stuff. Like I have no problem being naked or anything like that. So I was just kind of like, whatever, I don't care. I also do enemas myself at home. So I was like pretty familiar with the whole situation. Having said that, it was very uncomfortable, I would say. It wasn't painful, but it definitely was uncomfortable. She did offer to give me like a CBD gummy at the beginning, but I just don't love THC or CBD. So I was like, no thanks. She's like, I like to give it to people to relax a little bit. Now I kind of understand why. I think if you were a lot more relaxed in that situation, it would be easier and less stressful, but it's just kind of awkward to begin with. And also the nozzle to the colonic machine is pretty large and you have to stick it pretty far up, like a couple inches. I don't know exactly how big it was. I'm sure you could probably Google it, but it's definitely bigger than like the at-home enema kits. So I would say if you've never even done an enema before, that's probably a better place to start, just to get like kind of familiar with it before you go straight into a colonic, because colonic is like just a lot more intense. So a little bit uncomfortable, not painful, but if you're in a lot of pain or you're sick or you're looking for those benefits, I think it's worth it. Okay, the next question that I got a lot was how much did it cost and where did I go? So I went to a woman, her name was Jamie, and I went to Bali Bliss Hydrotherapy in Palos Verdes. I actually live in LA, so it was about an hour and 15-minute drive for me. But I wanted to specifically go to somebody who had been a recommendation, like somebody who I knew, a personal recommendation of somebody else who went there and had a good experience, and somebody who really knew what they were doing. Because obviously when you're having something done like this, you don't want to just like go find somebody on Groupon, right? Like you want to find somebody who is certified. I learned that you do want to find somebody who's certified. There's a certification for this, and a personal recommendation is best. So if you're in LA, highly recommend her. She also said that she, I think, co-owns a place in Bali. So that is probably great too. I haven't been to that, but the one in Palos Verdes, Bali Bliss Hydrotherapy, go to Jamie, tell her Amy sent you. It was great. And as far as price goes, so what I showed you at the beginning, I actually did the electrolymphatic massage, I think it was called, at the beginning. Which, did I even talk about that? Now I can't even remember, but I did the combo treatment. So I did the lymphatic massage and then the colonic, which apparently the lymphatic, it wasn't really a massage, it was kind of like a machine, but it apparently is like 10 times as effective as a lymphatic massage, gets all your toxins like out of your lymph system. I might be butchering this. But then you can excrete it by getting the colonic. So the total for both of those was $250, which I thought was a pretty good price, honestly, for both of those. She spent like over 2 hours with me and it was $250. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. You could also just do the colonic for, I think, $150. So relatively inexpensive for LA. I mean, I'm sure could find somebody cheaper, but again, you usually get what you pay for, right? And then lastly, would I do it again? I absolutely would do it again because the benefits, as far as I can tell right now, were 1,000% worth the uncomfortability of the process. I really enjoyed it. At one point, like, because I told you guys you can see what's coming out through the tube. I can't remember if you'll be able to see this in the footage that I got. It was a little bit dark in there. But at one point she said she could see like black coming through the tube, like coming out of my body through the tube, which I could see as well. And she was saying like usually something that's that color is something that's been kind of lodged in your intestines for like 3 to 5 years. So that was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And I would do it again just to like, maybe as maintenance, but for a while, maybe I would continue doing it more often. I don't know. But anyways, I also wanted to give a shout out to the friend of mine who gave me the recommendation for this place. So Nia from Eclectic Wellness, I've talked about her. I think I showed her on the vlog before when we went out to eat and went to the flea market. She's gluten-free, so we went and tried like a cool gluten-free restaurant. She is much more of an expert on this whole like poop situation than I am. She's an enema expert. She's a parasite expert. I've had her on the podcast before. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, I would definitely go check her out, send her a message if you need help with anything or you have questions, because again, I am not an expert, but she's the one who gave me this recommendation as well. So I wanted to shout her out. Thank you, Nia, love you. And then thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about the colonic, leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them because it was quite the experience. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys again next week. Bye.